Casey in the Slack channel created a group, a channel called TIL, that today I learnt, and jumped into general and said, oh, hey, you know, if you don't know, we've started a channel called TIL, and, you know, a pile of people jumped in, and it's been in the last 10,000 messages that I can see on Slack, I learnt a lot that's in that channel. So I thought I'd go through and put together some, I mean, consider this a TIL lightning talk, but contributed by the Melbourne CocoaHeads community are some really awesome tips that I think everyone will learn from. So Sherman, these are in chronological order, but that is not relevant at all. Sherman posted a really interesting article on getting your colors lined up between Interface Builder and UI color. That screenshot, I mean, I've seen this heaps of times where you're in Interface Builder selecting a color and then you're coding some colors and they look different. The slide notes for this I'll post up online, but I thought that was a really, really great start. Second thing, you can restrict access to a stored properties setter. This would be some Swift syntax for a variable. You've got public, then private, then set, and then the variable name. So the first public refers to the access level for the getter, and the second is the private set. I knew you could do private set, but I'd never really thought of doing public and private in a row. That was shared by Casey. Xcode 9 has code folding. There's a menu item for you command click on a function and you can fold it. And then what I'm really enjoying about the TIL channel is someone else piles in and says, oh, well, there's also another way to do the same thing. So you can also command option and left arrow will fold and unfold your code. I think I've done that accidentally a lot of times. This was shared probably due to me asking some audio questions, but this microphone company Rode is actually an Australian company. I didn't know that. So TIL, it's, you know, this is tagged under my category of the more you know, but their first microphone sold a lot, so they had the Rode NT1, so they could call it a rodent. I thought that was interesting.
Like a rat up a drain pipe means a lot.
Yeah, that's fast. It's pushing the slang there a bit, isn't it? Casey shared this progress class, which is probably something that should be on NS Hipster if it's not already, but it's a class that lets you sort of instantiate it. You can set dependencies between progresses and progress classes. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was there. And I think a couple of people chimed in saying, wow, didn't even know that. It's one of those foundation classes that you just don't know is there. So this is a simple example from the documentation where you would have a data task and then you'd update the progress as the data task progress updates. I've got the link to this class in the notes and I'll show you the notes at the end. Baz shared a couple this month. There's a way to get the number of files left indexing, left to go in indexing, and that's we all love a good defaults write command that's undocumented and someone found it somewhere. So that's awesome. IDE indexer activities show numeric progress, pull true. Bit of Git TIL, removing all untracked and non-ignored files from your working tree, git clean fx, and then removing all the untracked directories, git clean fd. I think over the years I do git clean x fd, so I do them all at once. It kind of just blows everything away that's not part of the repo, hidden files that aren't, you know, ignored and everything. That was by Ben. You can toggle invisible files in Finder with Command Shift dot, which I guess dot represents the full stop. That dot represents the hidden files. That was pretty cool. And then, yeah, Hugh jumped in saying it also works in save dialogues. Like, oh, that's cool. Another interface builder one. If you option click the embed in stack button, it seems to do, it unembeds something from a stack in UI in interface builder. And then in Xcode 10, you can embed in scroll views from those buttons as well. So that functionality in interface builder lets you take a view and say embed it in a stack view or embed it in a thing. Option clicking around that. seems to do something interesting. You can copy and paste files between one Mac and another with handoff. I don't know how to do that though, but I can sometimes get a Safari tab to come up in the other Mac, but it just works.
Just copy from the laptop or from your phone and just paste on the disk.
But they have to be in close proximity, that's the thing.
Provided I write on both.
Right. And they're close to each other.
You also have, a lot of times you have to have Bluetooth on first because it'll only notice proximate computers via Bluetooth, even if they're on the same network.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think I was trying to share a file with AirDrop the other day, and we couldn't. My wife and I couldn't get it working, and she's like, "Oh, I'll just bring it closer to your computer. That seems to work." I'm like, "Really?" And it worked. I'm like we're in different rooms, but like we could talk to each other. It's like, "I'll bring it closer," and it just pops up. I think it's that. Alt dragging a file in Xcode duplicates the file. This Baz I've used this half a dozen times since you said that.
Yeah,
So
I use it all the time.
you
For years, and then suddenly I'm just like, oh, I'm going to do this.
you just take a file and alt drag it, and it copies it. It's brilliant.
Apparently some people don't like to say alt, they say option.
Oh yeah, option. Some of my Apple keyboards have alt written on them, some don't.